What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video I want to go ahead and talk about what's kind of been going on with Battle Royale recently, and more in particularly if we go over to the quest category and we go to alignment, what is actually going to be the free rewards from the Galactic Alignment unlocks. So as you can see, there's 4 stages here and 4 stages here, both for light side and dark side, and some people were wondering, oh, you know, maybe if you have a certain stage leveled up, it's going to cause a whole entire thing where you're able to like go ahead and use special powers or special benefits depending on which side of those force you actually end up grabbing. You know, if you grab a red lightsaber versus, you know, like a blue lightsaber, how that actually changed things. And based on what we found out in the files, it might be a little bit less intriguing than what some people may have been expecting. So firstly, we'll talk about the light side first, since that's the one where we have the most info on, and then we'll go ahead and talk about the dark side next. For the light side, we have ourselves stage 1 right here, which you can actually see we're 9% towards, which allows you to purchase the Future Storm Circle reveal like service from Leia Organa. Now, this isn't going to be something that you're able to get for free. It just means that that service is added to what she can sell you. So just kind of keep that in mind, and it will be something that, you know, adds a little bit of an extra like service around the island, depending on how you're actually playing the game. But that is for the first stage. For the second stage of the community goal, and keep in mind, in order to actually level up these community progress bars, it is related to these alignments down here. You will actually be able to unlock a patch-up service from Luke Skywalker. Now, this is basically going to be a service where you talk to him, and he'll basically restore your health a little bit if you spend some bars. He won't restore your actual shield, but he will help you get some of your health back. And typically, I think those cost like 100 gold, I think, to actually end up getting. I'm like levering between either like 10 gold or 100, but I think 100 is the right amount. For stage 3, once that is completed, you'll be able to purchase a supply drop from Poe Dameron over on the island, which he is over at the Resistance base. This is going to be something similar to the actual like ghost and shadow boxes from before, where you interact with it and it actually summons a supply drop nearby that you're able to actually get. However, I wouldn't be surprised if they unvaulted the old like supply drop grenade item that you could throw down in order to summon a specific supply drop to that location. But it's been a while since we've really seen supply drops in the game, I feel like, or at least maybe in Battle Royale. I don't know, it just feels like, you know, we haven't really seen them too often, so having supply drops actually return as a service is going to be something nice for the actual light side of things. And then after that, once you get all the way through stage 4, you're going to be able to actually obtain a Rift to Go service from Han Solo. This basically means that you'll be able to go over to Han Solo, talk with him, and he'll allow you to purchase a service that just rifts you right into the sky instantly, right above the location you actually bought the Rift from, which is pretty nice. But also you'll be able to actually hire Han Solo as a teammate once you do some of his quests that end up releasing once Han Solo is enabled in the game, I do believe next week. So, you know, a lot of stuff kind of going on there. In terms of other stuff as well, we have to talk about the dark side, however, because we do have some interesting buffs. Now, stage 3 and stage 4 are currently unknown. They're going to be adding those stages in a future game update, so keep that in mind. If they somehow get unlocked early, they're not going to actually grant anything yet, because we'll have to wait till the next game update for those unlocks to be added. But for stage 1, you'll be able to trade health for shields from General Grievous, which is something that's pretty interesting. And when we go over to the collection book, I'm pretty sure we can actually see this right here. Yeah, you can see all the way down there in the service area, offer health or shield. That will be your unlock for stage 1 completed right here. And then for completing stage 2, you'll get an epic blaster rifle from the Wookiee team leader NPC. Now, originally I thought it was going to be just a random epic rarity weapon, but it appears to be a random epic rarity blaster. I'm not for sure if it's one particular blaster rifle or if it could just be any of the blasters that we currently have in the game, but you know, it makes sense that they're going to go ahead and have that as one of the benefits. Stage 3 and stage 4 are probably locked for the dark side right now without them being completed in the files, because of the fact that we're still waiting on stuff like Darth Jar Jar to be enabled in the game. But it could be interesting to see what they could end up doing, considering the fact that the light side is more like purchase this service of a storm circle, of getting some health, of a supply drop, of rifting in the sky, and the dark side's more like give me your health and I'll give you some shield and stuff like that. You know, it has a little bit more of like a you trade off for a trade-off aspect towards it, I would say, you know, especially since it's like, hey, take a buff for your shield and, you know, give me some of your health, or hey, give me some of your money and I'll go ahead and give you an epic rarity blaster rifle. Well, those are the actual upgrades we have planned right now. Of course, there are some side upgrades relating to the actual in-game quest lines. As I mentioned, Han Solo, he will only be able to actually hire as an NPC in-game after you've gone ahead and done his hidden quest line once, which requires you to go ahead and talk with him, and I think he's one of the ones that require you to actually eliminate or destroy certain objects in a certain amount of time, deal damage to structured I think it actually is, and then you'll be able to actually hire him as an NPC. But it is interesting just to see how they're kind of doing the season and how they're doing some of those NPC upgrades. It's not in a way where it's like, oh hey, you know, this NPC upgrade is going to be something that you'll be able to do from a quest line, but instead it's more of a community effort to either, you know, align with the dark side or align with the light side in order to gain these extra upgrades they're able to actually purchase in game. That also makes me wonder, how is Epic Games going to tell people what those upgrades do? Because originally, if you didn't know the NPCs were going to actually do any of this stuff, you might think, oh, this one's just going to permanently be a buff that makes it so the next time, you know, the storm circle changes, everyone will be able to see the next storm circle, right? Instead of it just being an NPC purchasable thing. And down here, you might just think, oh, maybe this is some weird upgrade because this is technically the random augment icon. Maybe there's going to be a random augment every match I play, but instead, nope, it's just, hey, you'll be able to actually buy these services from other NPCs on the island, which is a little bit more disappointing than what I think some people were actually hoping for and what I thought it was going to be originally. But it still is interesting to see that they are kind of using that old NPC upgrade system and improving it over time and merging stuff together with it, like the whole entire community goals and stuff like that. Now, there have been some bugs I've been seeing with some people where it's been getting stuck at like 0%. However, it looks like that's being fixed now. I do know there are some issues where sometimes if you log in after one of these community goals have already happened, you'll get kind of like soft locked out of progressing. So hopefully they fix that for anyone who may be joining the season a little bit later after things have already unlocked. But it still is an interesting little thing they're doing. So with that said, I hope this video was informative and got you intrigued on everything else Epic Games has got going on for the Star Wars season. And until tomorrow, I'll catch you champs and champettes a little bit later with another upload. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and until then, peace out.